What's up? Happy Father's Day. I hope y'all having a wonderful Father's Day out there. And that's on a bad note. Today, Rodney King has passed away at the age of 47. His fiancée found him at the bottom of the pool in his California home, 55 miles away from LA, where he got beaten back in 91, where a riot broke out. And it's kind of sad to see that he's dead and gone. Like the police don't know what was the cause of death. All they said was that his girlfriend, his fiance, told TMZ that he spent the bulk of Saturday drinking and smoking weed before they went to bed at 2 a.m. Before she went to bed at 2 a.m., and she woke up and she found him at the bottom of the swimming pool. Now she called the police, and she called the police, and they came. The call was The police responded at a call to 5:25 a.m. in the morning, where they pulled King out of the pool and started doing CPR, and they couldn't revive him. Now this is kind of sad to see that this man was trying to get clean, and he didn't get clean and of his drinking problems. And it's kind of sad to see him going after getting beaten because of because he was drinking and driving. This is back in '91, where back in I think it was like March 31st, something like this. I know it's in March 1991, where he was driving on the influence. March 3rd, 1991, when somebody filmed this, and the officers hit him 56 times with a wooden baton. And he said, I just got lucky that night to have a guy sit there and say, I was just lucky tonight to have a camera on me. No, that was Rodney King, but in April, marking the 20th anniversary of the LA riots. Now this is saying that this man got beaten in '91 because he was driving under DUI. And I know whatever people say, well, he deserved it. I don't think people pulling over a person, doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, or Chinese, any color, and then no policeman has the right to beat a man with the baton if the person is unarmed. And it started the LA riot anyway, and I say that's kind of messed up. So if the police officers think before they act, then it wouldn't cause such an uproar. See, if those police officers would have sat there and think about what they was doing before they even start beating him, maybe LA wouldn't have that problem. California would never have that big ass riot back in '91. See, it's the same thing down in Florida right now with the whole Zimmerman case. Now, if y'all see some of the videos I did about the Zimmerman case with Trayvon Martin, I said if they let him go, it'd be just like the Rodney King case. It's going to be an uproar in Florida if they let Zimmerman walk the street. If they find Zimmerman not guilty, he will be able to walk the street, and people will uproar down in Florida. People need to take, like police officers, the police department, any police department needs to sit there and think before they act, because one thing is, they don't want another Rodney King incident where an uproar somewhere of people rioting in the streets, looting and shit. And that's how it is. But it's sad to see that this man set a milestone to show the world, his story will go in the history books. His stories are in the history books now. And I bet they tell the officers that goes to this, like, whatever you do, don't pull a Rodney King beating, because we're not trying to be like those police officers beat him. He set a milestone, like like police ain't shit. He really showed the world that doesn't matter if you are drinking or not. No, it doesn't. No, well, it shows that doesn't matter what color you are or what neighborhood you're in, you're gonna get beat. I'll sit there and on YouTube and watch videos, man, of people getting beat by the police. I've seen an 80-year-old woman get slammed to the ground by a police officer, a policewoman, and the police busted this old lady's head open. He set a milestone for people, especially in black communities. Like, police ain't shit. But it's like, oh, you bringing up the black folks and all this and that. I know, I'm just saying, this man set a milestone for everyone. People need to take notes. Like, you need to realize something. This man showed the world what the police can do. That you need to have a camera, like the guy that filmed it. Like, you give props, like you show Rodney, he set a milestone because he got did wrong. He was in the wrong, but he got did wrong. Second thing is, thank God for the guy that was there with the camera. Because one thing is, if the guy wasn't there with the camera and didn't catch what happened, then it would have been much worse. But it's like this though, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what, if you get pulled over by a police officer, make sure you have camera on you so you can have something to back yourself up with. But it's sad to see that this man is dead and gone on Father's Day. That's the worst thing, is that he passed away on Father's Day. That's somebody's daddy. That's somebody's daddy. Now that's bad business when your father dies on Father's Day. There's no more Happy Father's Days. There's no Merry Christmas. There's no Happy Birthdays. There's no Happy Valentine's Day. None of that. Well, I know one thing is everybody remember his story. Everybody remember his story. Even I remember his story, man. That happened in 91. You gotta think. I was like 7 years old in 91. 7 years old in 91. It's been 20 years, 7 years old. I was 7 years old in 91. And when he got beaten, when this whole incident went down. And it's sad that this man is dead and gone. And it's bad business, man. And it's bad business. He's dead. I'm gonna put the story in the description box, man. I want y'all to check it out, man, because I think we do need to pay this man respect. Y'all must have seen him on Celebrity Rehab, Sober House, or because I really felt bad for this man. Like, he went to, like I really don't believe in reality shows, but I knew that this dude needs help. I know he needs help because after that beating, it got worse. It didn't help him whatsoever. And that's how it is, man. That beating that he caught in 91 really did not help him whatsoever with his problems. But it's like this though, man. This man left a mark in the history books. He left a mark where people need to realize, man, that I'm telling you, this doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what color your skin is, doesn't matter what's your gender, doesn't matter what your sexuality is, that you're gonna get beaten by the police every day. This police beatings happens every day. Every day there's a police officer beating an innocent person. His story was the first story that ever hit that they caught on cam the police abusing their power. Y'all better be getting down on your hands and knees and kissing his ass because he deserved that. He showed the world. He showed the world that, hey man, they abused their powers. Y'all need to play close. Instead of shaking hands with the popos, y'all need to real think about it. Y'all need to think about who y'all putting your trust in. Because if it wasn't for that incident, nobody would never know that the police officers abused their badge. And it still goes on today. I'm telling you, there's a channel. I want. It's called Abuse. Officers, cops, police abuse, or something like that. Like you go up there and you go up on YouTube and you look that shit up. There's actually a channel like police brutality. You look that shit up, man. I bet you'll find nothing but videos of people getting beaten by police officers. They even show that on to catch caught on tape. They even show this shit on caught on tape. Caught on tape, and they show it. But I tell you this though, man. He didn't deserve to get beaten that day. And I feel like I said, I feel bad that he's gone because he changed history. He was sitting there he showed the world, hey man, doesn't matter if you're black, white, Chinese, whatever, you don't get your ass whooped by popos. But I'm glad that he got to live to see a black president, though. I'm glad that he left a mark in the history books. Because if it wasn't for him, that we wouldn't really know what was gonna happen. Because anybody could have said, "Oh, this police officer beat me." They would say, "You got any evidence?" Then your story wouldn't be shit. Nobody wouldn't know that police abused their powers, because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't know. Now we know that this man said something. And that's how it is. Like I said, I'm glad that I got to. Cause like I said, man, I go on YouTube and I'm always watching videos, and I'm always watching videos about police brutality and all this and that, cause I'm always watching it. And I'm always, like I said, I'm always watching it. I'm always sitting up there looking at channels where this happens, because people don't know this really happens on the daily. Nobody knows what happens when they can easily turn off a dash cam and turn it back on. But this man really showed the world, man. Like I said, I feel bad for his family though, for his kids, for his girl, for his fiancée, because he really had a rough life ever since that ass whooping he caught. He really had a rough life, because I'm like, how do you bounce back from that ass whooping? That's the question. How do you bounce back? You can't bounce back. That's how I see it. You cannot bounce back from getting beaten by a police officer. You really can't. You really can't, because I sat there, because I was in situations where, I'll tell you this happened to me when I was.
Throughout the month, it has been the unplanned and the unannounced.
I'll tell you this, that I lived when I was young, when I was in my teens. Me and my couple of friends were waiting on the school bus. Standing on the corner waiting on the school bus. So we were sitting there, and one of my friends were 18, and we were sitting there smoking a cigarette. We were smoking a cigarette. Next thing you know was the police rolls up on us, and we got all paranoid and scared, because we thinking that the police was gonna beat us because we're underage and we're black. And I was there was a few light skinned. Like I was light skinned, a few other people was light skinned. A few of my friends was light skinned. And we was very scared. Then he's like, "Are you contributing tobacco products to minors?" We said no. But I'm gonna put the police brutality channel in the description box too, cause y'all can go there and watch many videos of people getting beat up by the abused by the police every day. But I tell you this though, man, me and my friends were so nervous and so scared because we thought he was gonna beat us. Because he was saying as if I fire, because he was dead serious, and he looked at me and my friend that was also 18 too, and he looked at us. He said, "If I ever catch y'all contributing tobacco products to minors, I'm gonna arrest both of y'all asses." We was scared, man. We got our ID, and next thing you know was a week later, we sitting on the bus stop waiting on the bus again. Me and a friend sitting up there that was 18 too. I was 18, he was 18. It's my friend Brian. Got arrested, so he's dead now. But we saw this Latino go to the car wash because the car wash was right there on the same corner where our bus stops. We went to go see this Latino's car, me and another friend and Brian. So we was walking back to the bus stops. My friend Brian had his hands in his pockets. Next thing you know is before the bus pulls up, a police car comes out of nowhere, and he points at us. He said, "You." And we didn't know who it was. Me, Brian, and another friend stopped in our tracks. Then the bus pulled up. Our other friends got on the bus. It was just three of us standing there, frozen, didn't know what to do. He said, "You." He looked at my other friend and said, "You get on the bus. You." And he looked at me. I said, "Me, him?" He said, "Not you. You." He looked at my friend Brian. He said, "Come here." And my friend went over there and he was patting down my friend. He threw him up against the cop car, and four more cop cars come out of nowhere. They was patting him down. And only thing they found on him was a wallet, some lunch money, a lighter, and a pencil. A pencil. He found nothing but a lighter, because we both smoked at the time. Smoked cigarettes, not weed, but we was both smoking cigarettes at the time, and we just got done smoking a cigarette, and it was like minutes after, and we couldn't figure out why he was getting searched and nothing like that. And one thing was they thought we was selling drugs on the corner, and people saw us get on the bus. Somebody had to call the police on us. They see 6 black kids sitting on the street corner waiting on the school bus, so somebody called the police on us. And it was kind of bad. 6 black kids waiting for a school bus, getting harassed by the police twice. And that's how it is, man. See, incidents like this happens, man. People just don't know it. People just don't realize it. But like I said, man, it happens on a daily basis, man. People getting abused by police officers on a daily basis because they think, because the police officers think because they wear a badge, they think they're high and mighty. So there's some good ones out there. I give props to the ones that are good ones, the ones that are going to sit out there and protect us, not going to abuse us, and because they think they uphold the law. But you gotta but one thing is, man, you to see him, that's bad. 47 years old and they found him in the pool. That's bad. Now this been Afro Joe. Y'all follow me on Twitter at Afro Joe the Wookie. Subscribe to my channel, CeeLo Jr. 2 and CeeLo Jr. 3. And I'll holler at you. Happy Father's Day. Make sure you show your father some love. Peace, love, have fun. Rest in peace, Rodney King.